Welcome to the Rock is George podcast. I'm your host, George Dionne, and this is episode 138. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit like, follow, or subscribe on the platform that you're listening to us on. You can also check out my work at the loudest.com on the planet, knac.com, for exclusive heavy metal and hard rock interviews, live show coverage, and more. My guest for this episode is SERAINA TELLI. She is a solo artist out of Switzerland. Her latest album, Addicted to Color, drops August 18th through Metalville Records. It's the follow-up to her debut solo album, Simple Talk, which was released less than a year ago. And here's SERAINA TELLI to tell you more about it. If I knew absolutely nothing about SERAINA TELLI, how would you describe your music to me?
So I would describe it as in-your-face rock, as I always write it, because that fits the most to it. So it's like rock. It's also has some influences from punk music, some metal influences, some pop influences. So yeah, and it's colorful.
Absolutely. You originally started out as being a member of a couple of different bands. What gave you the itch to go solo?
Actually, that was kind of a funny story. So I wanted to write a song as a collaboration with another band, and I had like this workflow, So I was like this very creative, and I just wrote the whole song. And then a mail came back like, "Okay, this is your song. You should do more stuff like that." And then I was like. Calling my producer, and we were talking about the future and stuff, and he said, "Yeah, why not try it?" So, and I just started to write some songs, and then one thing came to the other.
And you released your debut solo album, Simple Talk, in October of 2022, and here we are, August 18th, 2023, the release of your second solo album, Addicted to Color, through Metalville Records. Was this leftover material from the first album, or did you just have that creative flow?
No, it's actually all new stuff. So, and we were like in that flow also. So me as the songwriter and my producer and my whole team. So we are like really going for it. And so we decided to like do the second album very fast after that. And it's also like very important to have enough Spotify listeners and also like enough material to play live, so it's not sometimes you have to play more than 1 hour, and it was always like, what should we do if we have to play a longer set? So this is much easier now when we have like more songs we can choose.
You can't do the old bar band thing. When you run out of songs, you just repeat the first set.
Yeah, that's a little bit embarrassing. Or just you could fill it up with some covers, but I don't really like that. So I like to do like something really in one direction. And this is an original project and not a cover band. So yeah.
So let's talk about some of the songs that you've released ahead of the album. Song for the Girls, very anthemic, very pro-woman. So if you want to discuss kind of the message you're trying to get across with it.
Yeah, it's like you say. So I thought about writing a song for the girls. So it's not only for the girls, of course, but I just wanted to do something that really is for the girls, because there are so many women also in the crowd, and it's still like the rock and metal scene still seems like something for men, which I don't believe in. So and as a woman doing music like that, it's for me it's very important to be a role model also for younger girls, and that they maybe have the idea to go for it and just learn to play an instrument and write songs. And it's really needed that we women have like people on stage, they look like us and they are like us. So, and it's not the same. So my favorite musicians are mostly men because they do the music I like. So it's not I don't care if it's a woman or a man, but it's just like because they do the music I like. So, and I think it's a little bit sad that it's not more women doing that.
I just want to touch upon the statement you made about that. You like men's music because the music is good, not necessarily because they're men.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think about kind of like uh, the media and people in general putting labels on, female solo artist, female fronted metal band, all female band? I mean, we can tell. You don't have to tell us ahead of time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling a little bit with. I don't know what I should think about it, because of course you have to name it somehow. And if you have like an old girl band, this is like a special thing on the band, you put it out, of course. But I don't know. For myself, I don't really care about if I play with a man or a girl. So if it's a good musician, and if like it fits personally together, so I think there is not a big difference. And yeah.
Let's talk about the album's title track,
Yeah.
Addicted to Color. Sort of has a dual meaning here, sort of kind of the liking the vibrancy of color and kind of the joy that certain colors bring us, but it's also having addictions to like drugs or alcohol where there's other options.
Yes, of course. So I wanted to do speak about that too. So, and I usually do it with a song. And yeah, it's also something I feel when I'm like on the road on tour. Then it's like normal that rock musicians, they drink on stage, and they're like this old school idea of the rock star. And I, for myself, we do it like we don't have alcohol on stage, nothing. Also on the merchandise, we don't drink, because as I said before, I want to be a role model. And for me, it's not. I also drink a beer from time to time or something like that. So it's not that I'm like against alcohol. I'm against drugs, of course, and yeah, and misusing all that stuff. But I think it's important for young people also to see people, they are successful, and it's not a thing, so it doesn't come together. No, you don't need to drink alcohol to be a rock star. So
Let's talk about your single Hit Shit. You don't usually get too many singles with a swear in it, so what's the story behind that song?
actually, the name of the song was like more, it had another song, another name actually, but we always, like in the team, we always called it like the Hit Shit. And then I just thought it's funny. Let's just call it like that. So yeah. And the idea behind it is like to really like write a song which should be a hit. So like this is what you want to hear. You don't want to hear something like complicated or whatever. You want to hear a hit, and you want to sing along with it and dance with it. And yeah, that was the idea.
Do you have a fourth single planned for the album?
Yes. I don't remember the release date right now, but I think it will be like short before the album release. And this one will be a cover, so not an original song. So maybe you know the album, right? So
I do
yeah,
know the album.
you probably know which song it is.
I might not know that it was a cover.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I guess I get if I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna say Spaceman, maybe.
Yes.
I just don't know who originally sang it.
It's from For Non-Blondes.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah.
My favorite song is actually "The Colors of My Soul." That's actually a great
Awesome.
song. If you want to kind of expand what inspired the lyrics for that one.
The Colors of My Soul. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Addicted to Color in a way. So it's for me, it's just like the way to express myself. And I also think that everyone has the ability to decide what to do with his life. Of course, we don't have all the same like surroundings or family. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but in the end, everyone can decide what he or she wants to do with their lives, and how they want to color it. Well, and this is like something that always kept me doing stuff, just to do it like my way. And yeah.
You have a unique music video in Addicted to Color in which you filmed it, I'm guessing through an iPhone or a similar type phone. You did it vertically rather than horizontally. It came out pretty cool. I'm assuming that you put this together yourself or your team did.
Yeah, I actually did it only by myself, this video. So it was a lot of work, but it was also fun. So, and I had to redo my makeup like 4 times. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to do something special. And of course, it's always like a thing with the money, you know. So it's expensive, especially in Switzerland, to like produce real video clips. So I also like to do stuff by myself, and then I want to be really creative. So, and yeah, I thought, why not do something very popular, which is not like, I don't know if a rock band ever did like things in a vertical video. I never seen one. So I thought it's a cool idea.
Who's in your backing band? Who backs you up on the album?
On the album, it's Benji on the bass, and my producer Rico did some like producing stuff, of course, and yeah, some percussion. And the drummer is the same as play live with me. It's Mike Malott, and I did the guitars and vocals.
And you have additional musicians that you take out on the road with you when you play live?
We play live as a trio, so as a 3-piece band, which is actually pretty cool. So we have to play good, of course. So you can't hide anywhere. So if it's just a 3-piece band, but it's a lot of fun. So I have a bassist and the drummer and me. So
okay. You recently, I'd say the beginning of the spring, you've been out there playing live shows. How are the crowds responding to the new material?
Pretty good. So they also like the first album, and we were playing mostly in front of people who doesn't know me at all. So it's like new anyway. But the fans really like if you play like the new song right away, and yeah, it's a good response and like everywhere we play. So the people like it. It's great.
You're going to be heading out on the festival circuit for the summer. You're going through Germany and Switzerland and the UK, and then you're gonna break off and do your own thing throughout your home country of Switzerland.
Yes, that's right. So we played a lot of shows, like club shows in Germany, which was great. So Germany is like a big, like rock music is a big thing in Germany. So it's great. And now we play some festivals in Switzerland, then the UK tour with Visions of Atlantis in August. And yeah, like we said, we have some headliner shows in Switzerland.
Have you played with Visions of Atlantis before? I believe they're a pirate-themed metal band, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's right. They're pirate themed. I know the band for a long time, but I never met them and we never played together. So it would be fun. I think it's like something totally different, but I think it could fit like for the crowd. So it's yeah, it's not gonna be boring, of course.
I saw you did a special performance a couple weeks back with Grey Wolf. Were you filling in on vocals, or were you an additional vocalist for that show?
I was actually filling in for the vocals, so because their original vocalist couldn't do the show, and they didn't want to like not play with Skid Row, which I totally understand. And they called me like, "Yeah, can you fill in?" And I said, "Yeah, why not play support for Skid Row?" So yeah, it was fun.
Did you get to meet or hang out with anybody from Skid Row?
Yeah, we saw each other while eating. So the guys are very nice. Sometimes you don't know what to expect, of course, from people who are like on the road for years. You don't know what experiences they have, but they were so nice, really. So it was great.
Do you have any aspirations to come over to the US and play?
Yeah, I really want to come over, of course. So it's like one of my big goals for next years. So, but yeah, I think we need to work a little bit more.
Now, you were a member of this band called Dead Venus that
Yes.
released an album not too long ago, and I saw that you guys might be playing a festival in 2024. So, what's that all about?
You saw that. This is actually still from the Corona stuff, so from the pandemic. So it's still like a little bit chaotic, and some dates are like going around, which I don't know about it. So it's crazy. We actually wanted to tour with Orphaned Land. I don't know if you know that band. And this tour is like still, we still wait for that tour to happen. So, and I think some dates are like postponed, and there's some chaotic stuff going on. So we don't have anything planned with Dead Venus Live right now, because we do a lot of shows with SERAINA TELLI band. And yeah.
Do you work on new music for Dead Venus, or is that just on the wayside while you focus on your solo career?
I also work on new songs for Dead Venus. So it's like aside.
That band is a different sound than your solo material. It's a little more progressive, correct?
Yes, it's like pretty much progressive rock. So yeah, which is great. So I like to do different stuff, and it was also like a question if I should do more like catchy songs for Dead Venus, and I didn't want to change that band because it's kind of my my creative project. So like the band, I can do like whatever I want, and without boundaries or anything. And it needs to stay that way. So otherwise, it wouldn't be the same anymore. So for me, it's better to like split it in two different bands.
Have you ever considered maybe doing something in the pop music style? Because I think you have one of those soulful kind of poppy, maybe balladry voices that could really excel in that kind of genre.
Thanks. I actually did a lot of, or I was singing a lot of pop and also like R&B stuff. So I really like that. And when I was younger, so when I started singing, I really was singing a lot to Christina Aguilera, for example, Whitney Houston, or more also like the direction of hip hop stuff. So Mary J. Blige, and I think it formed my voice in a different way, and I can also use like that. So some things of that style I can use in rock music too. So because it also needs like a lot of soul, of course, like in a much straighter way. But yeah, sometimes I also like to do like this pop diva stuff. Yeah, makes it maybe a little bit more special.
Like a lot of artists, you have your own Patreon page. So what can fans expect to get as joining your Patreon page?
Of course, some inside stuff. So I do a lot of like on tour pictures and stuff, which I usually share with my friends or family, and I put it on Patreon, and I think the people like it. So like tour pictures, sleeping in the bus and stuff. And we also do hangouts where I do some creative stuff. I write new songs, or I work on some costumes for stage. I do some jewelry. So yeah, stuff like that. I also have I have a page with MP3 songs, so you can download it, everything I released so far. And I also release like the lyrics.
Now, I know we're still waiting for the release of your latest album, and it was less than a year since your last solo album. Are you already writing for the third solo album?
Actually, yeah, we are in the middle of recording a third album, which will be more like an acoustic thing with songs that already are there. So, but I also work on new songs already. So yeah, it's not going to be years until the next. Yeah.
Well, those are all the questions I have for you today. The new album is Addicted to Color. It comes out August 18th on Metalville Records. A fantastic album. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you so much.
And I wish you the best of luck with everything. And thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. And all the best to you, and stay colorful.
Once again, I want to thank SERAINA TELLI for coming on the Rock is George podcast. Be sure to check out her latest album, Addicted to Color, out August 18th through Metalville Records. Head over to your favorite music streaming app, take a listen to what's available. If you like what you hear, buy a physical copy, support the artist. For all things SERAINA TELLI, head over to her official website, SERAINATELLI.com. I also want to thank Nathan T. Burke and Metalville Records for making this interview possible. You've been great. I've been George Dionne. Discover your next favorite artist on the Rock is George podcast.